Welcome, everybody, to Cup with Gup on this Wednesday, January 5th, 2022. We have the PGA Tournament of Champions final thoughts on today's pod. We'll go through, kind of got everything wrapped up, fixing to post all the premium content out there. It'll be out by the time this pod comes out. A little bit different this week with not only 39 guys, but we have virtually almost a full day until it literally locks. Although I will tell you, a lot of the contests are filling. The big $5 that's normally out there is already full. So I would not wait just because we have a lot of time tomorrow. Things are filling up. Doesn't mean, hopefully, if it keeps going the way it's going, we might get some nice secondary contests. And then we can tinker around in the morning for those that choose to do so. Should be around most of the morning to chat on any last-minute discussions as well. Right now, you can use the code CUP, get 20% off any package, includes a 7-day free trial, risk-free. Don't like what you see within 7 days, you can bounce and nothing happens. You never get charged. Great week to try it out. We got golf, obviously. If you do it today, you'll basically get this week and next week's full tournament, the Sony Open. We have NFL football on Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Well, no, I guess we don't have Monday. Everything finishes Sunday night. We'll have the national championship on Monday night. Bobby will break that down. There's some huge pots over there for the Bama-Georgia game. And then NASCAR is right around the corner, and UFC returns next Saturday, plus NBA Daily going on. Listener League is in the description. Let's get it full. I know maybe you're just easing back into it, but let's fill it up if we want to keep doing this year. Don't want to beg or do anything like that, but if we can fill it like we did last year, we had a huge one for the Masters and other majors. Go ahead and jump in now. Link is in the description. Rate and review us on iTunes. Certainly helps us a lot. I will be giving away a free 3-month diamond level upgrade in DraftKings for your reward system. Being the top level in there, you're allowed to give one away to anybody who has a DK username. So I'm going to choose a loyal follower. One way I will look is all the rate and reviews we have. So go ahead and do that. Leave your DK name and diamond or something in there. And each time you do one of these, it gets you another into the drawing. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Like the video. And in the comments today, put diamond plus your favorite 10K play this week. If you've already done more comments, keep them coming. They get you more drawings. I will pick someone Super Bowl weekend so that you will have that 3 months during the Players Championship, the Masters, and so forth. Some of those big golf tournaments, see what it's like, getting those coin boosts and all that kind of stuff. Underdog and Monkey Knife Fight, both links are in the description. Both are doing dollar for dollar match up to $100 free deposit. So if you deposit $100, you get $100 free. I will have some picks later on in the show. Underdog right now also has their playoff best ball going. We're closer and closer to knowing all 14 teams. You can take pretty good educated guess and go ahead and do some drafts if you would like. If you want to wait till Sunday, that's perfectly fine. $1 million in prizes, $200K to first. I'll be doing some. I know there's plenty of people in the GC Warrior Room doing them, and we'll be talking about those next week as before the playoffs lock up. Be a good if you're not familiar with Underdog, it's a good way to get used to it for the main best balls next year. Final thoughts for the Tournament of Champions. No weather course update. Everything looks great. It's going to be a beautiful week. Should see some low scoring. Guys that have moved up for me. Abraham Answer, I like him. Not really looking too high on, probably in that 13 to 15% range, 16% range, somewhere in there. Wrapping up final ownership here in a little bit, and I'll send that out. I think for the price and everything, everybody that's around him, I think he'll go a little bit under the radar. I've talked him up a little bit, but he's definitely a guy that's moved up on the final ranks. Lucas Glover, for the price, $6,000. Haven't really talked about him much, but I like his upside here. Going to be very low owned. Cam Champ had a withdrawal, so that's going to spread some of that ownership out between those low. I mean, there's other guys down there that I think people will gravitate to. That's why he's going to be one of the lowest owned on the entire board. Cam Davis, Damon's been talked about a lot. EVR, even Kisner, I've mentioned. Heard Stewart sink a little bit. So you can get a very low owned guy, and in this kind of field that he does have that potential to show up and do well. he's not rating out super high for me, but he's definitely a guy that I'll have some in some MMEs. And then EVR is the next one. I think he'll still be one of the lowest 10 guys owned here, 10, 12 guys. There's only 38, but still call it 10% or less, $6,100. He's moved up for me. Wasn't on the radar too much early Monday, but now definitely has moved up. This Wednesday final thoughts is a little different because, again, it's only 38 guys, so you don't want to regurgitate too much, but I did want to drop the pod like I did yesterday and give a little bit of update. Fade or move down for me, the easiest one is Reed. I definitely I thought he would get talked about a little bit, but being kind of the villain he is in the industry, I didn't think people would go there. I'm still tweaking on him because I'm wondering how many people, because sometimes I think we confuse betting with DFS. A lot of people are liking him as a bet, which I get. I'm wondering how many people will click him at $7,900. Now, in this case, I tend to think they go one and the other, because if you like him as a bet and then you go to DraftKings and see him at $7,900, you really like him. Whereas sometimes people will like guys as a bet and then they go over there like, oh, he's 10-8. Now he has to win. And you're like, I don't know if I want to do that or not. In this case, I think it does boost him a little bit. I still have him as one of the top 8 to 10 owned on the entire slate right now. I might have some, but I will definitely be light and underweight on the field if I go that route. And then probably the next two, and it's just a combo type deal, is going to be JT and Shoffley. While I don't know exactly where I'm going to end up on them, I think they're both good plays. I like JT a little more. I will do all possible I'll probably make a rule no more than one in the green machine if I'm doing MME lineup, so that I don't put both those together, because you're looking at probably 2 of the top 4 owned right there. And so the other guys that are around there I do like and I'm going to play, so I'll eat that chalk. So I can't eat all the chalk and get, but I can play both. This is something that, going to focus on, especially when we get full field events or back in the grind, is more strategy type stuff. Is I could play both, just depending on, now when you talk about 1 and 3 max, then that kind of makes your mind up for you. But if you're doing 20 lineups or something, just hypothetically doing 20 lineups, well, if you do 10 with JT and 10 with Xander, well, you're 50% of both. You're going to be almost 2x the field. Although I'm going to get to that 2x the field type stuff, because I put a deal in the one of my articles today to kind of, when someone read it, they DM me and he goes, I didn't ever think of it that way, because a lot of people go, well, I can't remember who I was talking about. It was someone, I said he's 11% this week. And I said, but think about that. In the $15 this week, that means that, I don't know what the number was, like 4,300 lineups are going to have him in it. And so when you think you're quote unquote 2 or 3x the field, the only true way you could say that is if you're maxing that particular contest. So if you're doing a 20 max, 150 max, or whatever, at that point, nobody else has, potentially, if ownership is fairly accurate, will have more to you on a user per user basis. But if you're putting 50 lineups in 150 max and you go 11%, let's just say Brooks, he's right around that number, I think. You may be a third less than a dude that has 150 lineups putting, that same 11% on Brooks. Well, what if he 2Xs? He truly 2Xs Brooks because he's maxing out the contest. Well, now he has 22% at 150 lineups, while you have, let's say you do 18%, you want to do 1.5X at 50 lineups. You're still way under leverage there. So I think too often people go, I can 2X the field, 3X the field. The only time you can truly state that is if you're maxing whatever contest you're in. Doesn't matter the dollar amount, none of that. If you're doing the mini max and all that, if you're maxing it, then you can kind of adjust that way. Otherwise, I think you still need to be overweight in your stance, but understand you're still going up against 4,300 combinations with said guy. So you have to be cognitive of that. So let's say we're doing a 20 max contest. There's only 20 in it. So no person can have more than 20 of said person. That would be a good strategy to take JT and X and go, all right, I got them around, let's say they're going to be around 28 to 32% each. I want them to almost 2X both of them. So I do 10 and 10, but don't put them together, because then that keeps me unique, because a lot of people will instantly go JT Xander in a combo because they're easy to put together. And I'm still getting overweight on that particular pair. And I want to work on that. I definitely will talk about more of this I'm going to save a lot of that type of talk for the E9s once we get rolling into the season. Hopefully Kenny will be able to join me on most of those, and save that for the premium members. But just kind of a deal I want to work on this year is more of the strategy and how to play, and in particular to said contest, not in generalization of all of DK and all that, because not every rule or everything we talk about applies to every single contest. So with those two, I'm going to try to avoid them in the same lineup. Could they wind up in the optimal together? Absolutely. But that's just one technique to get a little bit different. My names that popped this week, I think the biggest for is Matsu. Not super low owned, but definitely going to be one of the lower ones. I got him sub 15% right now. I think a lot of people will look at that last year results. Maybe he's had a lot of travel, Japan back and forth. I don't know all that. I just got to assume, he's here to play and going to do well. He could have rust, but he's also top 5 this twice. So I like him. I'll have plenty of them. Leverage play of the week's pretty easy. It's Brooks. He's going to be, as far as big name goes, that's kind of what this little segment's for. We did really well with this last year at nailing these leverage. Super risk reward on any of these, but he's easily going to be the biggest leverage play of the week as far as a big name guy that's going to be way under owned in most contests this week. My monkey knife fight plays, like I mentioned, use the code GUPS, GUPS. You get a $1 for $1 match up to $100. Link is in the description. I'm going to do the more or less 5X this week, and I'm going Burns, DeChambeau, and Spieth all over 23.5 birdie or betters. So you bet $20 on that, you'd win 100. Underdogs, I have a memo into them to ask when they're due. They did not start their pick'em this week for PGA. I assume because of the low field. I'm going to confirm. I got a soft confirmation that it would start next week, but I will confirm. I will tell you, and you can use GUP there to get a $1 for $1 match up to $100. You can go ahead and start your playoff, gauntlet lineups, whatever you want to do. One NFL parlay I like on their pick'ems is Jonathan Taylor over 115 yards rushing and Dak over 255.5 yards passing. That pays 3X. If you like some other stuff, the nice thing about Underdog, you can mix and match that. So you can match NBA tonight with that, with college football, and when golf's around with golf, whatever's available, you can mix and match all these and get up to 20X. Every prop you add, every over-under you add increases your payouts. Pretty simple. It's really nice on the website. The app is also awesome. So go check that out. The link is in the description. GUP for Underdog and GUPS, GUPS for Monkey Knife Fight. $1 for $1 match up to $100. And again, use code CUP, get 20% off any package right now. We are turning a calendar. We have a ton of announcements coming up. I have a big personal announcement coming up very soon that'll be great for the Gups Corner community, the content providers, and our growth moving forward. Looking forward to all that. Tomorrow's Cup with Gup. My angle right now, if I can get everything lined out, is to do some type of strategy show in the sense of one and done, season long, bankroll management, all that kind of wrapped up in one. What I need from you is send me some questions. Give me some ideas. I have a platform, kind of an outline done already. Open book tomorrow. So send me everything. If you're not a GC member, do it on Twitter. If you are a GC member, do it in the GC Warrior Room Slack. And I'll grab all those questions. Open book. Ask me anything. Personal, finances, taxes, one and done, bankroll strategy, whatever. And I'll get those answered tomorrow on the show because we have no Thursday night football or anything like that. We have a late start to the golf. So I'll gather all those in the morning while we're still grinding on some golf stuff. And then I'll record that show shortly before or after lock probably, and depends on how many things. If we get a bunch of questions tonight, I'll do it early tomorrow and we'll get that rolling as well. The hot route with Ryan. I don't know if we're going to record tomorrow or Friday. I'll get with him. Been doing Thursdays, but we also did Friday last week because we're trying to wait on as much news as possible, especially now you get guys that aren't going to play. Burrow's out, Baker's out. It's pointless to do a show on a Thursday. I saw people releasing stuff today, and everybody's a content creator. They can do what they want, but releasing on a Wednesday, like Saturday football picks and stuff, I was like, man, how irrelevant some of that stuff could be later on in the week. But to each their own. I get it to an extent if you're on a schedule, but we're not. We do whatever I want to do. It's my deal. So I want to get you guys the best information as late as possible. So We may do it tomorrow if we feel comfortable. See what Ryan's schedule is. We may do it Friday as well. Try to get you a nice solid, and that thing's going to change all the way up till we'll get the 2-game slate on Saturday. I saw Micah Parsons potentially in the COVID protocol just before I jumped on this. I didn't get the details yet on is it a chance to come back and all that kind of stuff. That'll be a little bit of a hit to the Cowboys. So the longer we can wait and get a better idea, definitely the better. I'll do the coin flip the same way. Unless we move it to Friday, we'll do a combo like we did last week with me and Ryan. Bobby Berger will have a full breakdown of the national championship showdown. Huge pots available for that with no NFL on Monday. So if you're not a college football guy all the time, but you're going to be sitting there watching the national championship, that is a must read, and the GC Warrior Room will be fired up all day Monday talking about how to get different in showdown. I'm looking forward to that. Hope you guys have a blessed Wednesday. Good luck on getting those lineups in. I will be around all evening as we grind through our first week back in PGA. Thanks and have a good day.